Ever felt like people around you are jealous or criticizing your every move? What if I told you their jealousy is actually a sign that you're doing something right? You might be wondering, how could that be? But today, we're diving deep into why jealousy is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's a sign that you're stepping into your destiny, and God is using that jealousy to reveal your strength and purpose. Welcome, chosen ones. In today's video, we're going to explore why jealousy from others is actually a powerful confirmation that you're on the right path. It's not a sign that you're doing something wrong or that you should shrink back. It's a sign that you're stepping into your God-given purpose. You are meant to stand out, and while that may stir envy in others, it's an indication that God is working in your life in powerful ways. So, let's dive into why you should never fear jealousy, but instead use it as fuel to keep pushing forward. Stay with me until the end of this video, and I'll show you how God uses jealousy as a tool to reveal your true strength, build your character, and guide you closer to your divine purpose. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed someone being jealous of your success or progress? How did it make you feel? Was it something that discouraged you, or did you use it as motivation? Comment below and share your thoughts with me. Let's have a conversation about how we can use these moments to grow stronger. Jealousy is one of those emotions that can feel uncomfortable and even painful. But have you ever stopped to think about why it happens? People often feel jealous when they see something in you that they wish they had. Whether it's your confidence, your success, your gifts, or your ability to keep pushing forward when others give up. These are qualities that are often deeply rooted in the favor and grace of God, and that's exactly why they can provoke jealousy. Think about it for a second. Jealousy is rarely about you as a person. It's about the favor of God that rests on your life. You've been chosen, and others might not fully understand why you have what you have or can do what you do. It's not always about envy of material things. It can be a deeper feeling, rooted in the things only God can give. They might be jealous of the peace you have, your sense of purpose, or the way things seem to align in your life despite challenges. But the truth is, it's not about you. It's about God's favor in your life. Let's go back to a familiar story in the Bible to understand this better: Cain and Abel. In Genesis 4, Cain and Abel both brought offerings to God. While Abel's offering was accepted and blessed by God, Cain's offering was not. The Bible says that Cain became very angry and jealous of his brother Abel. But what led to Cain's jealousy? It wasn't Abel's actions, but the favor and blessing that Abel received from God. Cain's jealousy ultimately led to tragic consequences, the first murder in history. Why did this happen? It wasn't because Abel was trying to outshine Cain. Abel wasn't seeking to make Cain feel inferior. Abel simply had God's favor, and that favor caused Cain to feel something he couldn't control: jealousy. This story reminds us that when others are jealous of you, it's not about you personally. It's about the favor and blessing God has placed on your life. It's about the light you're carrying that others might not understand, but they can't help but notice. They see the favor you have with God, and that causes them to feel envious. When others are jealous of you, it's not about you. It's about God's favor in your life. When people look at you, they don't always see all the hard work, the prayers, the sacrifices, and the struggles you've faced. What they see is the favor of God on your life, and that's what makes them feel threatened or envious. But remember that jealousy is not a reflection of your shortcomings. It's a sign that God's hand is on you. You're walking in a season of blessing, and sometimes people who don't understand that can react with jealousy, even though it's not your fault. It's just a part of what happens when God is blessing you in a powerful way. But why is this jealousy actually a blessing? Why should you embrace it rather than let it discourage you? Let's dig deeper and discover how jealousy is actually one of the greatest confirmations of your purpose. Have you ever felt like the more you chase your dreams, the more resistance you face? The more you walk in your purpose, the more others seem to criticize or even try to bring you down. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. Quite the opposite. When you're walking in alignment with your purpose, you can expect the enemy to try and distract you. Jealousy is one of the tools the enemy uses to throw you off course. It's an attempt to discourage you and pull you back from the greatness God has in store for you. Think about it, when you're on the right track, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're doing things that make the enemy uncomfortable, things that challenge the status quo. The more you move forward, the more you'll notice others trying to hold you back. They may not even realize they're doing it, but their jealousy is often a reaction to the strength and success they see in you. If you're experiencing jealousy from others, it's actually a sign that you're doing something right. The enemy doesn't waste time attacking people who aren't making an impact. He targets those who are a threat to his kingdom. So, if people are jealous of your success, your progress, or your boldness, it's because you're standing out, and that's exactly what the enemy doesn't want. Let's look at a powerful example from the Bible, Joseph. Joseph was a young man with dreams. God gave him visions of greatness, and he shared these dreams with his brothers. However, instead of celebrating with him, his brothers became intensely jealous. They were so consumed by their jealousy that they sold him into slavery. But here's the thing. Joseph's brothers' jealousy wasn't a reflection of Joseph's flaws. It was a reflection of the favor God had on his life. Joseph's dreams were a glimpse of the great destiny God had planned for him. His brothers didn't understand that, and their jealousy only revealed that Joseph was chosen for something much greater than they could imagine. Joseph's story teaches us that jealousy is often a sign that we're on the right path. The greater the jealousy, the bigger the purpose. Joseph's brothers tried to stop him, but ultimately, the jealousy only pushed him closer to his God-given destiny. And just like Joseph, when people are jealous of you, it's not a sign to stop. It's confirmation that you're moving towards something greater. Jealousy is proof that you're on the right track. It means you're standing out and doing something that scares the enemy. Jealousy is not something to fear. It's actually proof that you're making progress. It means you're doing something bold, something that the enemy doesn't want to see happen. When you're chosen by God, you become a target for opposition, and jealousy is one of the weapons used to try to take you down. But remember, the more the enemy tries to distract you, the more you should know that you're on the right path. You're walking in the favor of God, and the enemy can't stand it. So, let the jealousy fuel your confidence, not your fear. It's a sign that you're doing something great, that you're heading toward a place where God is about to do something amazing through you. Stand firm, stay focused, and know that when people are jealous, it's because you're shining brighter than they can handle. But how do you handle it when the jealousy starts to take a toll on you? How do you rise above it and continue moving forward with strength? Let's talk about how to deal with jealousy without letting it drag you down. When you're facing jealousy, the last thing you want to do is get caught up in the drama. Engaging with jealousy or feeding into negative energy only distracts you from your purpose. Instead, it's crucial to focus on your growth. Let God fight your battles for you. Remember, your journey isn't about silencing others. It's about staying true to the path God has set before you. Jealousy may sting, but it doesn't have to define you. When someone tries to pull you down, don't retaliate. Let your actions speak louder than their words. Keep doing what you're doing and trust that God is your defender. Stay grounded in your faith and let your purpose shine through the negativity. Key steps to rise above jealousy. 1. Stay humble and grounded. No matter how much success you experience, always stay humble. Recognize that all your accomplishments are because of God's grace, not your own strength. When you stay humble, jealousy loses its power over you. It can't touch your peace or your confidence when you know that everything you have comes from God. 2. Stay focused on your purpose. People may criticize or try to bring you down, but don't let their opinions steer you off course. Keep your eyes on your calling. Your purpose is greater than any criticism. God has a plan for you that no one can take away. Jealousy will try to make you question your worth, but if you stay focused on the vision God has given you, nothing can stop you. 3. Use negativity as fuel. Instead of letting jealousy drag you down, turn it into motivation. Use the negative energy as fuel to keep moving forward. When others doubt you, let it be the push that drives you to work harder, to shine brighter, and to show that God's plan for your life is unstoppable. Each time someone tries to pull you down, remember, it's just a sign you're on the right path. Let's take a look at the life of Jesus. Jesus was constantly criticized and mocked. He faced jealousy from the religious leaders, rejection from his own people, and ultimately, betrayal from those closest to him. Despite all the negativity and opposition, he never let it deter him from his mission. Jesus knew that his purpose was far greater than the criticism or envy of others. He kept his eyes on the ultimate goal, fulfilling God's will for his life and bringing salvation to the world. His strength came from knowing that God was with him, and no matter how fierce the jealousy or opposition, he remained steadfast in his calling. Just as Jesus remained focused on his purpose, so must we. Jealousy will always exist, but it doesn't have to stop us. We are called to rise above it, knowing that God has placed a purpose within us that is far greater than the criticism of others. But how do you know that God is your biggest supporter in this journey? How can you be sure that He's fighting for you every step of the way? Let's explore that next. Jealousy may surround you, but here's the truth. God is always by your side. While others might doubt you, criticize you, or even try to block your path, God is your greatest ally. He sees the battles you face, and He's already gone ahead of you, preparing the way. With God as your supporter, there's no jealousy, no criticism, and no opposition that can stop His plan for your life. When people are jealous, it's not just a reflection of their insecurities. It's also proof of God's work in your life. You've been chosen, and with that comes favor. Remember, when the world is against you, God is always for you. Romans 8 verse 31 says it best. If God is for us, who can be against us? This verse is a powerful reminder that no matter what negativity comes your way, God's support outweighs it all. People's jealousy or criticism might feel overwhelming, but it's no match for God's strength and protection. Let me share a personal story to illustrate this truth. There was a time when I faced jealousy from people I thought would always support me. Their words were harsh, and their actions seemed designed to discourage me. I began to doubt myself and question my path. But in the middle of my struggle, I turned to God. Through prayer and scripture, He reminded me that their opinions didn't define me. His purpose for my life did. Slowly, I saw Him working. Opportunities began to open, blessings came my way, and their negativity lost its power. In those moments, I realized God's support wasn't just theoretical. It was real and tangible. He fought my battles for me, and the very things people were jealous of became tools for His glory. Here's what you need to remember. When God is for you, it truly doesn't matter who is against you. Their jealousy might sting, and their words might hurt, but they can't stop God's plan for your life. You were chosen for a purpose, and no amount of negativity can derail what God has ordained. God's favor isn't something you earned. It's a gift, and because of that, no one can take it away. Let their jealousy be a confirmation that you're walking in His light. Instead of feeling discouraged, let it inspire you to keep pushing forward. But jealousy doesn't have to just be something you endure. It can be turned into a powerful source of motivation. How? Let's talk about that next. Jealousy doesn't have to break you. It can make you stronger. When others envy you, it's because they see something extraordinary in you. Instead of letting their negativity weigh you down, turn it into fuel to push yourself further. Remember, Their jealousy is proof that you're stepping into your purpose. Here's the truth. The enemy doesn't waste time attacking someone who isn't a threat. If jealousy is surrounding you, it's because you're making waves, and that means you're doing something right. 1. Focus on the bigger picture. Ask yourself, what is God calling me to do? Don't let small distractions pull you away from the purpose He has for you. Stay grounded in prayer and focused on your mission. 2. Recognize jealousy as a sign of impact. If people are noticing you enough to be jealous, it means you're making a difference. Use that as motivation to keep shining. 3. Let your success speak for itself. Instead of trying to argue or prove yourself, let your achievements do the talking. When God is on your side, no one can deny the results. Consider David's story. King Saul was jealous of David because of his rising popularity and success. Saul's jealousy led him to attack David repeatedly, but David didn't let it derail him. Instead, David trusted God's plan and stayed focused on his calling. What happened next? David rose to become one of the greatest kings in history. Saul's jealousy didn't stop God's plan, it highlighted it. David used that opposition as a reminder to stay humble, trust God, and keep moving forward. Jealousy doesn't have to be a burden. It can be a blessing in disguise. Use it as a sign that you're walking in your purpose. Let it push you to work harder, pray more, and trust that God is in control. Now that you know how to turn negativity into power, let's talk about the ultimate reward for staying faithful. Trust me, what's coming next will leave you speechless. Staying faithful in the face of jealousy and adversity is not easy, but it's always worth it. God sees your struggles, your patience, and your unwavering trust in Him. When you remain steadfast, He doesn't just bless you. He overflows your cup with blessings beyond anything you could imagine. Look at Joseph's journey. He was betrayed by his brothers out of jealousy, sold into slavery, and faced years of hardship. Yet Joseph never lost his faith in God. What was the outcome? God turned Joseph's pain into purpose. After years of struggle, God elevated him to be the second in command in Egypt, saving countless lives during a famine, including the very brothers who betrayed him. What his brothers meant for harm, God used for good. Faithfulness always leads to favor. Jealousy and adversity may seem overwhelming now, but God is using it all to prepare you for something greater. When He blesses you, it will be in a way that your enemies could never have imagined. The beauty of God's reward. Vindication. The people who doubted or opposed you will see God's hand in your life. Elevation. God will place you in positions of influence and abundance that only He can provide. Purpose. Your trials will become a testimony that inspires others and glorifies God. But what does all of this mean for your life right now? How can you start walking toward this reward today? Let's explore your next steps. Chosen ones, jealousy isn't a setback. It's confirmation that you're stepping into your God-given purpose. When others try to dim your light, remember, God is your biggest supporter. He sees you, He's guiding you, and He's preparing a reward beyond anything you can imagine. Stay faithful and keep pushing forward. Like this video if you believe God is fighting your battles. Share this message with someone who needs hope and encouragement today. Comment below with your personal story. How have you faced jealousy? And how did God help you overcome it? I'd love to hear your testimony. Subscribe for more powerful messages to help you navigate your journey as a chosen one. When you walk boldly in God's purpose, no jealousy, no opposition, no obstacle can stand in your way. Keep shining, chosen ones, because your best is yet to come.